Good morning, class 7. I hope you all are happy and healthy. Today we are going to discuss about the last part of your chapter 2, nutrition in animals. In our last two classes, we had discussed the first two stages of human nutrition, that is ingestion and digestion. Today we are going to discuss the rest of the stages of human nutrition, that is absorption, assimilation and egestion. Absorption. The process of absorption occurs mainly in the small intestine. The inner wall of the small intestine has millions of finger-like projections or folds called villi. And singularly they are known as villus. Each villus has a network of thin and small blood vessels like this. Blue and red, I have colored them. So these small blood vessels called capillaries close to its surface. Each villus has a network of thin and small blood vessels called capillaries close to its surface. The surface of the villi absorbs the digested food materials and passes them to the fine blood capillaries, and then it again comes and joins the main capillary. The absorbed food is carried to all the cells of the body by blood. Absorption also takes place in large intestine, which is around 1.5 meters long. The main function of the large intestine is to absorb water and some salts from the undigested food, which has been passed into it from the small intestine. It also absorbs some vitamins and minerals. So, we have seen that process of absorption takes place in both small intestine and large intestine. Now whatever has been absorbed has to be transported to various parts of the body. So this process is called assimilation. The process by which the absorbed food is used by the body to generate energy and out of its life function and to carry out its life function is called assimilation. As the digested food enters the blood in the small intestine, they are being carried throughout the body through the bloodstream. In the process of digestion, in humans, we came to know carbohydrate get broken into simple sugar called glucose. Protein gets broken into amino acids. In our last class, we have studied carbohydrates get broken into glucose. Protein gets broken into amino acids, and fats are broken into fatty acids and glycerol. That too we have studied in our last class, that fats are broken into fatty acids and glycerols. In the cells, the glucose breaks down with the help of oxygen into carbon dioxide and water. Amino acids thus produced are used for bodybuilding and repairing of body parts such as worn out cells and tissues. Fatty acids and glycerols act as energy reserves and are stored under the skin for further use. Now these are the things we do with the energy we get from the digested food. And what about the undigested food? We are talking about egestion. This is the process by which the undigested food is removed from the body. As water and some salts are being absorbed by the large intestine, the undigested food becomes dry and semi-solid. This is known as feces and is stored in rectum of the large intestine. Feces passed out of the body through the anus. Now these are the 5 stages of nutrition in animal. Now we will talk something about the nutrition of ruminants. Now what are ruminants? Ruminants are animals that bring the food from the stomach back into their mouth for chewing. Ruminants are certain grass-eating animals, for example cows, buffaloes, deer, goat, sheep, etc. Now they have a very interesting type of stomach. They have 4-chambered stomach. We are coming to that later on. When the ruminants eat, their food has to cross a 4-chambered stomach for digestion. This type of stomach is called compound stomach. As you can see, this is the esophagus or the food pipe, and this is the small intestine. That is, after digestion, it has to go this into the small intestine for absorption, and in between the digestion process takes place in this four chamber stomach. Now there are four parts as we came to know. These are rumen, reticulum, omasum and abomasum. The food that is eaten by the cattle is swallowed in and that goes into the first and the largest chamber of their stomach called rumen. After eating, it straight goes to this rumen, the largest part, where the microorganisms help to break down the plant material. Here the food is partially digested and is called curd. The curd then goes to the second chamber, the reticulum. From curd, from the back, it goes to this reticulum chamber. From reticulum, it is returned to the mouth for thorough chewing. For thorough chewing, the mixing with the saliva, the re-chewed food is swallowed again. After re-chewing, the food is again passed or through the esophagus. The food now bypasses the first two chambers. Now the re-chewed food don't come to this rumen or reticulum. It goes straight to the third part, that is omasum. First two chambers and enter the third and the smallest chamber of the stomach, the omasum. Here it is broken down into smaller pieces. Water is absorbed in this part. The food then enters the fourth chamber of the stomach, the abomasum. From omasum it comes to abomasum. Here a kind of gastric juice containing an enzyme and hydrochloric acid is secreted. So it can be said that the abomasum is the true stomach of the ruminants, where digestion of food takes place. Because before that we have seen only the use of saliva and no other enzymes in the whole process of digestion in ruminants. And the process of digestion comes to an end. The digested food then enters the small intestine where further digestion takes place. Liver and pancreas also release their digestive juices in the small intestine, like it does in human beings. And the digested nutrients are absorbed in the small intestine. Water is absorbed in the large intestine as it does in human beings, and the undigested food is excreted through the rectum and anus. Now, the last two things are common to every animals, but this process of digestion is something different from that of human beings. So this is an interesting aspects of the digestion of ruminants. So this is by this we came to the end of this chapter. I hope you understood the concept of this chapter. The next class we will start something new. Till then, happy learning.